Hello students, welcome at EduCare. This is Vinod Bihani, and in this today's session we are going to see very important part of chemistry, that is introduction to organic chemistry. Organic compounds, they are very important in everyday life, and also from the chemistry point of view we have old and new concepts of organic compound. They are quite different. The term organic in old days, that was obtained from organism, and hence only those compounds, they were supposed to be organic compounds which were obtained from organism. But later on it was found that we can also obtain the organic compounds from inorganic sources also. In the laboratory, in the industrial factory, there were so many reactions by which the organic compounds were synthetically obtained, and especially also from inorganic compounds. Urea was the first organic compound that was obtained from inorganic compound by reactions. So old concept, that is from organism, and now new concept is that organic compounds are the carbon compounds which satisfy certain chemical properties. They are called as organic compounds. Next, it is to know chemistry about carbon, that is chemical details of carbon. Carbon with atomic number 6, mass number 12, that means we know atomic number 6 means its one atom contain 6 electrons and 6 protons. And as we know, the 6 electrons have the charge of -6, 6 protons have the charge of +6, and this total is 0 as it is required for electrically neutrality. Also, for the electronic configuration, we know these 6 electrons are arranged like this. In first cell there are 2 electrons, in the second cell there are 4 electrons. Then valency of carbon is 4 due to these 4 electrons in its outermost shell. And that means carbon has ability to form 4 bonds, that may be 4 single bonds, or that may be 2 double bonds, or a combination of 1 triple bond and 1 single bond. We will see about the uniqueness of carbon, that is unique properties of carbon. Very important property, that is called catenation power. Catenation power means the ability to form long chain of carbon, 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 either in the single bond or double bond, very long chain, like that happens in compounds called polymer. Then the second is about its hybridization. We have seen already the 3 types of hybridization involving s and p orbitals, that is sp3, sp2 and sp. Carbon shows all 3 types of such hybridization. And remember, if all 4 single bonds to carbon, then it is sp3 hybridized. If a carbon has double bond, then it is sp2 hybrid type. And if a carbon has triple bond, like carbon-carbon triple for example, then it is sp hybrid type. Then it is important to know the carbon has ability to form, it means single bond as well as double bond as well as triple bond. In the saturated compounds, carbon form carbon-carbon single bond, and in unsaturated compound it forms such double or triple bond. That is the concept of saturated compounds and unsaturated compounds. In saturated compound there are all single bond, and in unsaturated compounds there are single, double as well as triple, and especially double or triple bond in unsaturated compound. Then it is the concept of homologous series. If you take example of alkanes, that open chain alkanes, they have such formula CnH2n plus 2, and their series start like this with methane CH4, ethane C2H6, propane C3H8, butane C4H10 and so on. Can you see? Every adjacent member that differ by CH2 group, and such series of the same compounds but whose neighboring members differ by CH2 group, that CH2 group is known as methylene group. And then such a series of compound is called as homologous series. For example, this is homologous series of alkanes. The next is about isomerism. Very important concept in the organic compounds about isomerism. two compounds having same molecular formula but different structures means having different structural formulae, they are called as isomers of each other, and this property is known as isomerism. There are some types of isomers like called position isomerism, second called chain isomerism, this position and chain isomerism, then structural isomerism, functional isomerism, then optical isomerisms, geometric isomerisms, stereoisomerisms. There are such lot of types of isomerism. Now we will take one simple example to understand about isomerism. We consider this alkane with formula C4H10, that is called as butane. It has such two isomers. One is straight chain butane called as N-butane, and other is branch chain that is known as isobutane. Isobutane and N-butane. Now see, this N-butane has carbon all the in straight chain, and it has such structure CH3, CH2, CH2, CH3, that is called N-butane, while isobutane is something like this. Can you see in isobutane there is one branch carbon? It is this branch carbon, while in N-butane there are all four in the straight chain. We'll take one more concept in this session, that is called as functional group. What is functional group? To understand, see here, every organic compound has some particular group of atoms which decide its reactivity, chemical properties, and that is called as functional group. Functional group decide the chemical behavior of an organic compound. For example, this is functional group of alcohols, that is OH. This is functional group of aldehyde, CHO. This is functional group of amine, that is primary amine, NH2. This is functional group of compounds called ethers. And this is functional group of organic acids that called as carboxylic acid, COOH. There are such particular groups that called as functional group which decide the chemical properties of the organic compound. A functional group, if it is attached to some alkyl group ALKYL, that alkyl group denoted by R, having this general formula CnH2n plus 1. Detail about this we will take in one more session. So that is the brief about the introduction of organic compounds. If you like this video, share with your friends and family members, and also subscribe our channel. Thank you.